Hello and welcome to a continued reading of Ray Bradbury's The Halloween Tree. Chapter 11. Gasping, they reached the pyramid's top, where waited a vast crystal lens, a viewing glass which spun slowly in the wind on a golden tripod, a gigantic eye with which to bring far places near. In the west, the sun, smothered and dying in clouds, sank. Mound Shroud hooted this delight. There it goes, boys, the heart, soul, and flesh of Halloween, the sun. There Osiris is murdered again. There sinks Mithras, the Persian fire. There falls Phoebus, Apollo, all Grecian light. Sun and flame, boys, look and blink. Turn that crystal spyglass. Swing it down the Mediterranean coast 1,000 miles. See the Greek Isles? Sure, said plain George Smith, dressed up as Fancy Pale Ghost. Cities, towns, streets, houses, people jumping up out on porches to bring food. Yes, said Mound Shroud, beaming. Their festival of the dead, the feast of pots, trick or treat old style, but tricks from the dead if you don't feed them. So treats are laid out in fine banquets on the sill. Far away, in the sweet dusk, smells of cooked meats steamed. Dishes were dealt out for spirits that smoked across the land of the living. The women and children of the Grecian homes came and went with multitudinous quantities of spice and delectable victuals. Then, all through the Grecian Isles, doors slammed. The vast slamming echoed along the dark wind. The temples shutting tight, said Mound Shroud. Every holy place in Greece will be double locked this night. And look, Ralph, who was a mummy, swung the crystal lens. The light flared over the boys' masks. Those people, why are they painting black molasses on their front door posts? Pitch, corrected Mound Shroud. Black tar to glue the ghosts. Stick them fast so they can't get inside. Why, said Tom, didn't we think of that? Darkness moved down the Mediterranean shores. From the tombs, like mist, the dead spirits wavered in soot and black plumes along the streets to be caught in dark tar that smeared the porch sills. The wind mourned as if telling the anguish of the trapped dead. Now, Italy, Rome. Mound Shroud turned the lens to see where Romanian cemeteries people placed food on graves and hurried off. The wind whipped Mound Shroud's cape. It hollowed his mouth. Oh, autumn winds that bake and burn, and all the wind to the darkness turn. Now storm and seize and make of me a warm of leaves from autumn's tree. He kick-jumped straight up in the air. The boys yelled delight, even as his clothes, cape, hair, skin, body, candy corn bones tore apart before their eyes. Leaves burn, change, turn. The wind ribboned him to confetti, a million autumn leaves, gold, brown, red as blood, rust, all wind, rustling, simmering, a clutch of oak and maple leaf, a hickory leaf downfall, a toss of flaking whisper, murmur, rustle to the dark river creek sky. Not one kite, but 10,000 tiny mummy flake kites. Mound Shroud exploded apart. World turn, leaves burn, grass die, trees fly. And from a billion other trees in autumn lands, leaves rushed to join the upflung battalions of dry bits that were Mound Shroud, dispersed in whirlwinds from which his voice stormed. Boys, see the fire along the Mediterranean coast, fires burning north through Europe, fires of fear, flames of celebration. Would you spy, boys? Up now, fly. And the leaves in avalanche fell upon each boy like terrible flapping moths and carried them away. Over Egyptian sands they sang and laughed and giggled. Over the strange sea, rapturous and hysterical, they soared. Happy New Year, a voice cried far below. Happy what? Asked Tom. Happy New Year, Mound Shroud, a flock of rusty leaves, rustled his voice. In old times, the 1st of November was New Year's Day. The true end of summer, the cold start of winter. Not exactly happy, but, well, Happy New Year. They crossed Europe and saw new water below. The British Isles, whispered Mound Shroud. Would you cock an eye at England's old druid god of the dead? We would. Quiet as milkweed then, soft as snow, fall below and down, each and all. The boys fell. Like a bushel of chestnuts their feet rained to earth. End chapter 11.